Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. This Saturday, you can celebrate the end of Prohibition with some historic cocktails. Welcome Joseph Fredrickson, owner of Society Lounge. It's so good to have this one here.
Good to be back. It's been a little bit.
It's been a little bit, but every time you're here on the show, you blow our minds with these drinks that you create.
Thank you.
And I know that we're celebrating, Repeal Day technically is December 5th.
Yes.
We're celebrating a little early.
And we're doing it on Saturday, which is the 3rd, or just doing it a little bit early because it's a celebration, so we want to do it on the best day to celebrate, which is Saturday. Most of us have a case of the Mondays come Monday, so we figured we'd bump it up a few days just to give the day the attention that it needs. So we're doing all kinds of things, doing the top 10 cocktails of that era, so 1934, the top 10 cocktails. I'm doing a few of them right now. First one I'm doing is actually number 2, which was the Manhattan. And,
oh man, he's starting us off strong this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I like this.
So I start off with, just to jump in the cocktails here, we're going to start off with a little bit of rye whiskey. They went rye with the Manhattan because basically when you're in New York, you're going to be using rye whiskey because that's what's available. It's made in Pennsylvania. You're not going to be shipping things because they didn't have really great means of shipping. So this drink was made at around 1874 based on a drink that came out of 1862. So
he knows his stuff too.
While it was made way before Prohibition kind of ended, its popularity stuck around after that. So really nice. I do mine just basically 2 parts of rye whiskey to 1 part of vermouth, and I love to use this Carpano Antica, which was the first recipe of the sweet vermouth. So just kind of do that, throw some ice on it and stir it.
This is.
And then of course you need your little bit of bitters, which for me is like my bartender's spice rack. So.
Oh, got to add a little bit of bitters.
Mm-hmm.
It is your spice rack.
Yeah, you were saying you had some jalapeno bitters recently?
Yes, I wish someone could tell me the exact name of it because I'm telling you it would be one of the things that I would tell everybody to get if they like a little bit of spiciness.
Yeah. I'll look into it. I'll do my
drinks.
research.
Okay.
If not, I'll just make you some.
You know everything. I'm surprised you don't know that, but you will by the next time you're on the show. I can guarantee you that. Now, what is this we're adding?
Now, this one's going to be a sidecar. Sidecars were popularized by basically a general that rolled around during World War that had basically transported around in a sidecar so he can drink as much as he wanted. Oh. They had
some fun back then, didn't they?
Yeah, he was a little cold. He wanted something that was kind of a digestif, but also would help cure his cold. So this is the drink that they made him. Just a little bit of Hennessy VSOP, going 2 ounces on that, 3/4 of an ounce on lemon, and then going to do the curacao, which is just basically an orange liqueur. I like to use the dry curacao, so it doesn't sweeten it too much. And I go 1.25 ounces here. The original ratios were all equal parts, but usually they're using a little bit more of a sweeter orange liqueur. So just going to go 1.25 ounces there.
So what you're saying is instead of calling the doctor, we call you.
Yes,
to give us
all
the
digestives.
And it will cure us.
Yeah, that's what the bitters that you love so much actually are. And it's when it originated were basically something that helped cure the stomach. They were a little bit of a snake oil cure-all. Next one we're making here is the Bronx cocktail, which was actually number 3 in 1934. This one is a drink that you don't hear too much about these days, but it's a fun drink. It actually started by a gentleman named Johnny Solon. He made this drink because somebody was drinking a drink that was equal parts of sweet vermouth and dry vermouth. And somebody said, hey, why don't you make a drink up? And the guy who he's serving the drink to said, there's no way you can do that. And the bartender said, bet you I can. Just like I can. So basically added a little bit of gin to the sweet and dry vermouth and then a little bit of orange juice. And the server that was kind of testing him to see if he'd be able to make a drink, tasted it and said, by God, I think you got something.
You got something there. So
it stuck around, and he made that in 1906 and 1933. When it ended, it was still popular enough that it's kept its namesake. So
I know you make a lot of amazing different craft cocktails down there. Do a lot of the drinks that you have on the menu now, are they reminiscent of older times as well?
Yeah.
Or?
Our bulk menu is mostly all classic cocktails, things ranging, a lot of them before Prohibition. A lot of people think that the Prohibition kind of made cocktails kind of more constrained people because they weren't able to get, loud ice, get all the things that they wanted to get prior to that. So I like to think that a lot of the great drinks that I look at came actually before Prohibition, and a lot of those great bartenders had to kind of move elsewhere and learn how to make it with what they had.
It's impressive. True bartender right here, that's for sure. And I love how you already have the presentation set up for the drinks that you're going to pour them in the glasses there.
Oh, for sure. So let's go ahead and give a quick stir here.
You want me to stir that one while you shake?
I'm just going to give it a stir and then let it rest, as I like to say.
Again, letting it rest as a true bartender here. I would have just said, okay, now pour it in the glass, we're good to go.
Ooh, got a new glass here. Let's see here. Shake it up.
I get so nervous. I get so nervous. That's why you're the expert.
There we go. Should be nice and fresh. You can kind of see the little bubbles on the top there. That's why you shake a cocktail first, stir it to get that aeration and get those bubbles and wake it up and make it nice and lively. Oh yeah, aromatics.
Look at how beautiful. And this is the thing, when you go down to Society Lounge, this is how you're going to get your drink served to you as well. And that's why I love it. Can we pour this one first? Because that's the one I think I'm going to taste.
That's the one you want?
Yes,
right.
Since we're running out of time here.
Here you go. Give you this one. This is the
Because there was
Bronx
gin
cocktail.
in there.
There you go. You got gin.
And I was
orange
scared of
juice,
everything else you put in the other ones.
Dry vermouth. There you are. Give this one to you. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Pre-garnished and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and strain these out for you. So I think we can have a whole kit and caboodle.
It's scary when you can't taste the alcohol. It's scary.
Well, the alcohol's supposed to help elevate the drink, so you get those nice florals from the gin that help make everything else kind of shine. But this is how they drink right at the end of Prohibition. So.
Well, they knew what they were doing.
Here's your little trip to 1933.
I love it. Take your trip there this weekend again, December 3rd. They're celebrating Repeal Day a little bit early down in Society Lounge. Enjoy yourselves. It will be well worth it. And then what was this drink that I'm drinking again?
The Bronx.
Ask for the Bronx if you like gin, folks, because this is a delicious one, I must say. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure having you. Cheers,
cheers.
Joseph.